the Atlanta Falcons on their bye week. I'm taking the bye week here. I think that they have a strong advantage over the Falcons. They suck. They're going to find a way to choke this away. Bye week with the win here. Falcons lose.
I haven't really seen much from Michael Penix make me believe that he's gonna really torch that bye week defense. Give me the bye week by about 9-10 points.
Welcome to our Week 5 NFL predictions. I'm Isaac, a Panthers fan. Please pity me in the comments. That's Daniel, a Texans fan. So far, our pick'em competition is pretty tight. We are both 41, 22, and 1 now. This week, I went 8, 7, and 1, which is horrific. Just terrible. Daniel went a fantastic 12, 3, and 1, converting on all 4 swing games. So I had a 4-point advantage coming in. He's made the comeback. Right. Daniel, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you said it right there. For me, it feels really good, but I think for you, there's a little bit of disappointment. So it's kind of interesting how we got there. But as you said, you had a 4-game advantage going into this. So I was starting to think, last week, if I get these swing games wrong, then it's going to be really hard to come back. And boom, just like that, we're tied. And I guess it's going to be easy for me to say, but, as making the comeback, but it does make it more interesting now that it's competitive. We're literally tied after 4 weeks. I don't know if the odds of that are really great. I imagine they're not necessarily out of this world either with a lot of favorites and things like that, but still a little crazy. After all those games, we're just tied.
Yeah, in 3 of the swing games, I think you picked the favorite, if I'm not mistaken. The only one being the
right.
Chiefs over Ravens. I picked Ravens, you picked Chiefs. I think the Ravens were favored, but no one's surprised by the result.
No, I think you're right. And no, I just thought the Chiefs would find a way. Honestly, I didn't even expect the blowout. No. What was it, 31-14 or something like that? That would not.
Even worse, man. They put up 37. Yeah. But
37?
No, just crazy stuff for sure. Bad week for me. I do think the odds of you getting all 4 swing games were pretty low because those were all tight matchups. But you got them all, and I did not. So
yeah,
you made
for sure.
the comeback.
Well, by far my best individual week, I'm pretty sure. Probably your worst, right?
Easily my worst. I can't remember the last time I had a week this bad.
There were some weird games that we both got wrong. The Chargers lost to the Giants. And did you know that Joe Alt got hurt?
Did, yes.
Yeah, so it's concerning that Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater are out. So it'll be interesting to see if the Chargers can kind of we're praising them as this really good team. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain. And Commanders lost, and also we both got the 49ers losing. We got the 49ers winning, but lost that one.
Right, right.
Not shocking. It's probably Brock Purdy, not 100%, but anyway.
Also, the Jags are still pretenders, just for the record. Just want to put that out there. But
3-1 Jags, no. I think the Colts are legitimate, but the Jags,
yeah, no. Man. But that's a good spot to transition here. Speaking of the 49ers, which I think you were about to do that, but I added something else in.
Good. So you steal the show.
We almost had a great transition. My bad. Just a Panthers fan ruining everything.
That didn't even occur to me, that specific transition, but anyway, go ahead.
I'll still take the fall there. We got the Niners at the Rams on Thursday Night Football. Actually, a pretty good start to this week. 49ers are 3-1. We just mentioned them. They are an extremely injured team. Up until recently, I would have said the most injured in the league, but the Ravens, I think, probably surpassed them now. Still, tons of injuries. They're missing Kittle, Juwan Jennings, and Pearsall are not 100%. Brandon Ayuk. Oh, wow. I tried to mispronounce his name on purpose and still failed. Brandon Ayuk is still an IR. Oh, man, it's a mess. In LA, they look really good. They were dominating Philadelphia last week, and then this past weekend, they played a good game against the Colts, who we believe are legit. So,
yes.
The Rams look pretty good. I'm going to take the Rams in this one at home. I think they've got the better team, the better roster, the better coach. And assuming they have some of their fans show up, the home field advantage is going to factor in to some degree. So, I feel fairly confident in this one. About as confident as you're going to be picking a divisional matchup. So, give me the Rams in this one.
Yes. Give me the Rams, too. I thought the 49ers would be able to keep it up, even though they had all the injuries and things like that. I still thought they would be able to win and go 4-0 and things like that. But I think I told you on the Sunday night reaction, we were kind of talking about the games, is that, I think maybe it snuck up on us how injury-riddled the 49ers are and how it's going to catch up to them. Because, they were able to win. Oh, what was that game they won? The week before Jacksonville. Did they beat who they beat?
It wasn't anyone good. I
thought it was someone pretty good. The Cardinals. Well, they beat the Cardinals.
They beat mediocre Arizona. So I
think
guess
that was a game where it was Mac Jones' first start, and so people thought that maybe the Cardinals would win. But anyway, they played the Jags, they lost, and if the injuries continue to kind of be persistent, then I don't necessarily expect them to be that much better. I still think they can will their way to like an 8-9 win season, maybe a wild card spot, but I do think the Rams, and yeah, the Rams looked really, really good. And we also think highly of the Colts, so it's not like they played close against some scrub team or something like that. But Rams looked really good, so give me Rams.
It's also worth mentioning, by the way, Matthew Stafford is currently second in the league in passing. Unless something changed during the Monday night games, which I would be a little surprised by. I haven't checked the updated stats after those games, but I'm pretty sure Matthew Stafford's still second in the league behind Dak Prescott. So very good to see that from the future Hall of Famer.
Matt Stafford still got it.
Oh, yeah, man. And Puka Nacua on a crazy pace as well. So good stuff in LA. Fans have got to be happy, both of them, for sure. Next up, we've got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Vikings are coming off a pretty rough loss to the Steelers. They were just completely lost in that game for a while. They made a nice comeback there at the end, mostly due to the Steelers failing on defense for a little bit. I don't really know what was going on there. They had the ball at the end. They could have come back, but they came up short. The Browns, I mean, their game against the Lions went pretty much exactly like we expected. There's not really much to say. I mean, I'm not going to throw them under the bus for losing by 24 to the Lions. Some teams have done worse than that. So, yeah, Cleveland in this game, I think that their defense against the Lions' apparently bad offensive line is going to be a key matchup here. And I think Cleveland, they've got a good rookie running back in Quinshon Judkins. I don't know if that's flying under the radar or not around the league, but he is performing really well now that he's on the field. I think they're going to be able to move the ball against this defense. The Vikings' run defense just allowed Kenneth Gainwell to run all over them. I would be very concerned by that. Quinshon Judkins is going to have a big day in the ground. I feel very confident in that. The problem is Joe Flacco is your quarterback, so that really limits your offense overall, and you don't have much talent at receiver. On the other side of the ball, the Vikings are very likely starting Carson Wentz again. We don't know that for sure as of right now, but J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, I don't really care. The offense is going to be bad anyway, especially against this very good Browns defense. Don't let final scores against the Lions and Ravens deceive you. They have a good defense. This is going to be a really ugly game, and I genuinely feel bad for London. Like, this is the game they have to watch. I'm not sure it's worth it. This might be a game that ends 10-3. I wish I were joking, but that would not surprise me. 10-3 could be even worse. I am hesitantly going to go with Cleveland, though. I'm going to trust the star power they have on defense, and I'm going to say they get after Wentz. He's going to make some quarterbacks. He's not a very mobile guy, not as mobile as you need to be to avoid a guy like Myles Garrett hunting you down. I'm expecting him to have numerous sacks in this game. Some turnovers are going to be made. Cleveland wins an ugly game. I don't feel great about it, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very reasonable either way. Because I was telling you earlier that, like, before the season, I thought for sure that the Vikings would win this game because I thought the Vikings were way better than they are. And, like, obviously we didn't realize how bad J.J. McCarthy would be, and then he's hurt, and Carson Wentz, everything like that. So, you know, they're like, they're maybe not as good as we thought they would be. And then, but also the part of the reason I thought they would win is because of the, like, kind of advantage that they have as far as, like, not having to travel or as much. They will have to travel from Dublin to London, which we did clear that up before. Initially, I thought it was still in Dublin, but anyway, they won't have to travel as much as Cleveland, who might be dealing with like jet lag or whatever. So mainly for that reason, I'm actually picking the Vikings. I just think like they're about equally matched. Obviously, like the Browns have the better defense, but you know, maybe the Vikings. Well, I don't know. I think just like it's kind of weird, but I do think they're relatively evenly matched, maybe, and I think all things considered, I mean, I'm not sure, like, Joe Flacco versus Carson Wentz. Like, I don't know. If anything, I might actually prefer Joe Flacco.
I prefer Flacco.
Yeah, but I do think the whole, like, jet lag and, like, the Vikings didn't really have to, like, go across the coast and anything like that is going to play a pretty big factor. And I'm going to pick the Vikings. Again, hesitantly myself. I also don't feel great about the pick, but I mean, they did blow out the Bengals. Now, I do know the Bengals have a putrid defense, and the Browns is way better, but they have the ability to like beat up on bad teams, even with Carson Wentz. So I'll take the Vikings here, but very hesitantly.
We'll see what happens. Actually, we won't. I hope neither of us lays a single eye in this game. Just stay away from this. My goodness.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not too many eyes.
Again, I'm so sorry, London. I got the Browns. You got the Vikings. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Next up, we have another matchup that does not look appealing. My goodness, it's the Raiders taking on the Colts. Now, you want to talk about dysfunctional, disappointing. The Raiders have been that. We expected them to be a lot more fun, a lot more feisty, and it's not been there. They played a close game against Chicago. They got really close to winning. That was a back-and-forth game. At the very end, Carlson attempts the winning field goal, and Chicago blocks it. So, tough way to lose for the Raiders, but they've just not looked good. Geno Smith has not been very good. The offensive line has not been very good. Ashton Genty had a breakout game, so that was nice to see, but overall, it's just been disappointing for them. Meanwhile, Indianapolis, they're the story of the year, even after losing to the Rams. Honestly, the way they played against a top 10 team in LA, I came away more impressed than anything, and they could have easily won that game if not for Adonai Mitchell ruining the game for them, basically. I mean, I don't want to hate on him, but two separate occasions where they should have had a touchdown. Like that's and then the secondary fell apart. I mean, Matthew Stafford threw for 375 yards in that win, so there are obviously some issues in Indianapolis, but they are definitely a very, very good team, a top 10 team right now. And I'm not going to hesitate here. They should be able to beat the Raiders. Jonathan Taylor should have another good day. Indiana Jones should have another good day. The defense doesn't need to be elite in this game because the Raiders' offense just has not been very good. So, not going to hesitate. This is one of the games I'm most confident in this week. I'll take the Colts.
Yes, I'm going to take the Colts here pretty easily as well. I think this is just a matter of dysfunctional team versus good. We'll see if they're great Colts team, but I would be quite shocked if the Colts lost. It's in Indianapolis. Geno Smith, I think, leads the league in interceptions or is up there or something like that. So
he's got at least 7. It's really bad.
He's 7 over 4 games. He's not doing too hot. And I mean, as you mentioned, they have a bright spot in Ashton Genty, but there's only so much you can do when he's gonna basically be your entire offense. I guess we thought for a second that Trey Tucker would be good, but he's kind of gone.
Yeah, Trey Tucker, and you got Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers too, but when your quarterback can't get you the ball enough, you can only do so much there.
Yeah, for sure. So Raiders just do not look good. I think we kind of missed just on the fact that maybe we thought they'd be a feisty team or something like that. No, they look like a 3-win team, honestly. So give me the Colts pretty easily.
Yeah, no hesitation there. Both taking the Colts. Sorry, Raiders fans, you do not deserve this.
Yeah, maybe next year. Probably not.
Next up, here we go. We've got the Dallas Cowboys coming off a tie against the Packers. They're taking on the winless Jets. The Dallas Cowboys have been a weird team. I mean, one week they look good, the next week they're getting blown out by the Bears because, totally okay to do that. CeeDee Lamb is not going to be in this game, so Sauce Gardner is going to be up against George Pickens, which could mean Pickens goes off for 150 or he goes for 20 yards, and there's no in-between with him.
That'll be a fun matchup to watch for sure.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Big personalities, honestly. Should be a lot of fun. The Jets just faced a team that it wasn't supposed to have a good defense. Didn't really matter. They didn't put up too many points. They couldn't win the game against Miami. Dallas has probably an even worse defense. I think they have the worst defense in the league, giving up the most yards, but they also have the best offense in the league, scoring the most points. So really, anything could happen when you have both extremes there. Best offense in the league, worst defense in the league. However, the Jets just look terrible. They look abysmal. They don't have a defense themselves. Justin Fields, we're rooting for the guy, but he's just not a good starting quarterback in this league. He can do stuff on the ground sometimes, but that's about it. Sometimes he has some good throws, usually to Garrett Wilson, but overall, it's hard to look at this Jets team, watch them play, and unfortunately, I watched a lot of their Monday night game against Miami. I regret it. I watched most of that game, and I can't pick this team here. I watched the Dallas game, I watched the New York game. I'm going to have to go with Dallas here. Cowboys are going to put up a lot of points.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. I'm picking the Cowboys too, and I do think there are concerns with the defense and everything like that, but besides the Bears game, the Cowboys have actually looked okay. I mean, they lost to Philly, but that was close, and they tied the Packers, and they beat someone. I forget who, but who did they beat? The Cowboys?
The Giants. They beat the Giants in overtime.
Yeah, that's right. That was kind of... Now, maybe you could argue that also was not the greatest look for them, having to be in a shootout versus them, but they've looked okay, especially on offense. They look really good.
And also, I think maybe the Giants aren't as completely terrible as a lot of us thought, to be fair. But
yeah,
we'll get to them
that might turn out to be true. But yeah, I tend to agree with you, which is that the Jets are they just stink. And okay, maybe this will be their upset. Maybe this will be their Super Bowl, but I'm not necessarily buying it, even though it's in New Jersey. I'm going to pick Dallas here to win. They'll have an offensive explosion. Maybe the Justin Fields and the Jets will be able to catch up to an extent, but not enough.
Yeah, I mean, they've got talented guys on that roster for sure. Kind of a shame that their careers are off to such a rotten start there in New Jersey for the Jets, but They got talent, so it's always possible they come up with the win. And I don't think anyone would be too surprised, honestly, the way Dallas has played. Just go back and forth between good and bad. So, but yeah, no, Dallas looks like the better team, so I think we're both hopefully making the right choice picking them.
Yeah, I would like to think so.
Moving on, you got the New Jersey Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints. The Giants are going to win this game, right, Daniel?
Yep, it's a darty party. Next game. Moving on, we have the Titans getting absolutely demolished by the Cardinals. Isaac, we can just go to the next game, right?
Sounds good. Moving on from that snooze fest, you've got what might be even worse. As a Panthers fan, I'll tell you that. It's the Miami Dolphins, 1-3, taking on the Carolina Panthers, also 1-3. The Panthers are coming off the most embarrassing result of the weekend, and I say that during a slate of games where the Giants beat the Chargers and the Packers tied a game against the Dallas Cowboys. Carolina lost to the Patriots 42-13. Miami, on the other hand, got their first win of the season against the New York Jets, and I'm not going to say that's impressive or anything, but at least they look competent. Carolina did not. Sports media disrespected us for a whole week, saying our win over Atlanta was a fluke. The haters were hating, and it turns out they were right. Good call by the haters. We may have been a fluke that week, just week 3, Carolina. We were at home, though. We're 1-0 at home. We're at home in this game. We are undefeated at home. The secondary in Miami is a mess. That defense is not very good. Give me Carolina in this game. I'm loyal. I'm true to my team for now, for as long as I can be. Our offense is going to play better this week. Bryce Young has to do something before all of the fans fire him or get him cut or whatever it takes to get him off the field. I don't know. Somehow we find a way to outscore the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill got injured, by the way. There's another reason. So
yeah,
just
he did.
Any factor here, if there's a factor, I'm going to use it. Carolina wins this game. Take logic out of the equation. I'm a fan, so.
All right. I mean, you're obviously a fan, having picked the Panthers 4 weeks in a row. Or is this 5 weeks in a row? It's 5 weeks in a row. So, I mean, I can't necessarily, just blame you. Just like, you believe in your team. And, like, a lot of these have been pretty winnable games. And, yeah, there are some factors. Like, you do have that win against the Falcons, which kind of, like, you have the ability to do that against a team like the Falcons. But, and also the Dolphins, like, they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore, and, like, they haven't exactly looked good. And, like, all season they've been, like, pretty dysfunctional, although I will say they've had a lot of close games. That said, I always appreciate having the Panthers game to rely on as a swing game, because I'll pick the Dolphins and probably be right. My rationale is that, like, y'all just don't look at that good, and neither do the Dolphins, but the Dolphins have played it close with some good teams. Like, they played close against the Bills, and, like, I think they've looked more functional than they're given credit for. Now, I know a lot of that might be, like, now maybe Tyreek Hill being out kind of changes things, but, they have Tua, they have Devon Achane, I think they still have Waddle, right? Like,
and they have Darren Waller, who, after leaving the Giants and then retiring and then unretiring, now he's playing well for Miami, as of Monday Night Football at least. 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
And we have a problem with tight ends, so he'll probably get a touchdown against us. But we're still going to win.
Okay, well, probably not. But if y'all win, then I'll be happy for y'all. Y'all be 2-3, and especially y'all blow out the Dolphins. That could be a pretty good look. We'll just forget that the Patriots game happened, and give me the Dolphins for my money. But I like your confidence in your team.
I'm very confident. Very, very confident.
I can tell.
Achane definitely isn't going for 200 yards against us. Panthers are going to win.
All right. Well, I can't wait for this swing game to get me a point.
Keep pounding. Next up, at last, we've got what should be a good game in terms of the teams who are playing. I don't actually think this is going to be that fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. For once in my life, I agree with Drew Brees. The Philadelphia Eagles are not fun to watch, but be that neither here nor there. It's the Denver Broncos taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Both of these teams look fairly good. Denver is 2-2 now, I believe, after a demolition against the Cincinnati Bengals. Just completely destroyed them. Tough stuff for Cincinnati, but good stuff for Denver. Philadelphia, they're undefeated. They're mostly close wins against decent teams. I mean, they beat the Rams, who we both think are pretty good right now. They beat the Buccaneers, who are 3-1. I think they're overrated, but, I'm a Panthers fan, so you can't take my opinion too strongly there. Yeah. Obviously, Philadelphia has the better roster, but Denver looked really good last night against, who was the Bengals, but I don't know. I'm going to go Philadelphia here. I know they're going to lose at some point. It's really hard to see where that loss will be, but I don't think Denver is good enough to get the job done here. preseason, I would have circled this as a potential upset for the Broncos to be able to win this game, but their defense has just not lived up to expectations overall this year. I think they've been very good, just not nearly as good as we thought, you know? So I think Philadelphia is going to be able to use their slow, boring, methodical approach on offense, run the ball, short passes. Jalen Hurts might crack 100 yards in this game, probably a little over. We'll see. I mean, that's our new weekly question. Will he crack 100? Right. Denver's offense, I don't see them doing too much against the Philadelphia defense. It's probably going to be close, but I think Philly wins by a score of like 23-17. Ugly game, boring to watch.
Yeah, sounds about right. I'm going to agree with you there. I think Philly's going to win as well. I think the Broncos, like, we just kind of overestimate them overall. Like, I know they won tonight, or, you know, at the time we're recording this, they did beat up on the Bengals. But overall, they have not looked as good as maybe we thought they would. I think a lot of people did pick them to kind of, like, overtake the Chiefs for the AFC West, which, by the way, you know, Broncos not looking that good. Now the Chargers are down their, tackle as well, and they lost the Giants. Like, it's looking like the Chiefs are just going to win the AFC West again. It's looking like. So
I want to say I don't think either of us ever wavered from that stance either.
No, we didn't. But I know a lot of people did.
But I'm just putting it out there. We're not Chiefs haters. I mean, we don't want them to win the Super Bowl.
Now, yeah, I mean, that'll be a different question. But what I did also want to talk about real quick is that this could be a Philadelphia team. Like, remember, like, a few years ago when the Eagles started, like, 11-0 or something? And I think they finally lost to the Commanders or Redskins, whatever they were back then. But this could be, like, another edition where the Eagles have a really hot start because I'll read you their schedule. Not the whole thing necessarily, but they have the Broncos this week. Then they go to the Giants, which now that could be a little bit tougher than we think, but we expect them to win.
And then they play them again 2 weeks later. I do know that.
Yes, they play them again 2 weeks later, and between that, they get the Vikings. So that should be an 8-0 start. Now they might drop one of those games, maybe one of those games, the Giants or something like that, but they very well could be 8-0 going to a game against the Packers, I believe, on Monday Night Football. So that could be really fun to watch. Then they get the Lions after that. So, will they start 10-0? That seems a little bit unlikely. But I did just want to mention that Philly could be off to a really hot start, at least on paper. So, but yeah, for this game specifically, give me Philly. I think I talked to you maybe on the Sunday night broadcast, which is that I think Philly has really impressed me as one of the stalwarts of the NFC, and I know Jalen Hurts isn't like Josh Allen or anything like that, but they're doing what they need to do to win. And, I think Philly will win.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And, maybe one day they'll have a quarterback who throws the ball to his star receivers. And imagine a team with a quarterback like that. Imagine how much more deadly they would be.
Dude, yeah, as an A.J. Brown fantasy owner, it's pretty tough. It's a tough one.
Same. Come on, Jalen, throw the guy the ball. Yeah, he's run out of books at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're both taking Philly here. Enjoy the game if you watch, but again, be warned, it's probably not going to be fun.
Yeah.
In a very, very interesting matchup here, you've got the 1-3 Houston Texans taking on the 1-3 Baltimore Ravens. You didn't really expect either of these teams to be 1-3 at this point in the season, or at any point. Kind of shocking. Daniel, you're the Texans fan here. What do you think about this matchup?
It's a really good question, and what I will also say is that these are, 2 1-3 teams basically fighting for their lives at this point, which honestly, I probably wouldn't have said that about the Ravens, until Lamar Jackson went down, because I would have thought even with Lamar down, if you start 1-4, that's still, you could come back from that, but I think with Lamar missing some time, then it's really kind of like a dire situation there. I mean, you would think that the loser of this game, you don't feel great about their playoff chances, and also, I think it's worth noting, obviously, I think we mentioned the Ravens will not have Lamar Jackson. He'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks, I think is what they said.
That is what it said.
Also they're missing, I think, who's the pass rusher?
They're missing basically their entire defense at this point. It's
missing
absurd.
Roquan Smith. They're missing Matabuke is who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lamar Jackson is going to be the most important of them all. So there's going to be Cooper Rush versus the Houston Texans, which I do think, it's pretty interesting, by the way, just kind of side note how they made Cooper Rush their backup because he plays nothing like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So
right, they're going to have to change their game plan completely.
That plan is going to debut, in Baltimore against us. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I don't feel great about either way because I think, on the Texans side, obviously the Ravens have all these injuries that should favor us. And we have a really good defense. I think I said to you, we actually have the top scoring defense, probably because we shut out the Titans, but we only averaged or allowed 12.8 points per game, which is, I think the Broncos are right below us, but, we have a really good defense. And our offense did show kind of signs of life, but it is in Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens do own us, and we have not beat the Baltimore Ravens in over a decade. And I'm predicting that trend to break. I'm picking Houston Texans to win the game against Baltimore. I do understand it's a challenge. It's on the road and things like that. We might lose, for all I know, but I do think, the stars kind of align. And, obviously, I would never, wish injury on any, Ravens players or anything like that. I do think the league would have been better if all those players were playing. But it's just a matter of the circumstances. Those players are out, not only Lamar Jackson, but these key defensive players. And, I think at the right time, maybe our offense is heating up. Now, I do also know that it is against the Titans, who are, winless and probably one of the worst, if not the worst team in the league. So I'm not taking too much into that. But, we talked about, Woody Marks breakout and things like that. CJ improved, it seems like, just kind of on a week-by-week basis. And, ultimately, also Cooper Rush is 0-1 against the Texans. I think last year he started a game when he was the Cowboys quarterback when Dak was hurt. So I think he'll fall to 0-2 against the Texans. I just don't really trust Cooper Rush against us. Maybe he could just win one game that's against us, but I'm picking the Texans. Don't feel great about it, even as a neutral fan, but I'm picking the Texans. But how about you, Isaac?
Man, that's all really interesting, and I respect that you're picking your own team here. I'm not going to lie, I thought you were going to pick the Ravens in this one despite all the injuries. My take on this game is it is far more crucial for Houston to win than it is for Baltimore because at this point, I'm a believer in the Colts. I think that they are probably going to run away with that division. I don't believe in the Jags. I think they're pretenders. So I do think you guys need every win you can get, and I think realistically your best path for the playoffs is the 7 or 6 seed in the wild card race. Mm-hmm. So every win you can get is going to matter, and if you keep digging that hole, it's going to be rough. The Ravens have a stretch later this season where I genuinely think they could win 7 or 8 in a row, and then suddenly, they're first place in their division. Pittsburgh's not winning more than 9 or 10 games. Cincinnati might not cross 5 wins. It's possible they lose out, honestly, the way they've been looking.
Oh, boy, yeah, Cincinnati. They need to do something about the quarterback situation.
Trade for Jameis Winston.
They should tank.
Yeah. No, they need an offensive line as well. So, yeah, the Cincinnati's done. I feel confident in that. Cleveland, we're not going to suggest that they have a chance in that division.
Really
unless Dylan Gabriel is going to break out, which he may or may not start this week. We don't know for sure yet. But anyway, I think the Ravens are going to be fine even if with a loss here. Once Lamar comes back and if the offense is going to be fine with him, then they're going to be able to win enough of those games. That being said, I am going to take Houston here as well. It was going to be interesting even if Lamar Jackson played in this game. It was going to be a battle to see, Houston's inept offense against Baltimore's non-existent defense. I don't know who was going to win that battle. It's still going to be interesting to find out. But I think with Woody Marks now breaking out, you're going to hopefully feature him more as a focal point of that offense. And you still got Nico Collins there. I don't know who's going to be guarding him. Is Jair Alexander healthy? He might be their only healthy corner at this point. So I think you're going to have some plays against the Ravens. It might not be pretty at times. You might have some ugly drives, but there are going to be some good drives because of how depleted that defense is. Houston's going to have some successful drives. And like you said, I don't trust Cooper Rush against you guys. You guys got one of the best defenses in the league. I cannot possibly trust a backup quarterback against that. It's a terrible spot for him. So I'm going to say you guys get enough stops against this offense with a backup quarterback in, and your offense is going to have enough successful drives. So I'm also going Houston here.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say, as a Texans fan who has had to kind of suffer through, the first 4 games of the season, you wouldn't know what suffering is like, right? But I can say the one kind of silver lining I've seen is our defense. I put on Texans game and we're it's not just that statistically our defense, we are physical. You're seeing guys hitting, tackles for loss and things like that. And obviously you'll have sacks and interceptions and things like that. But I'm not just saying this to be biased, but we might actually have the best defense in the league.
I would probably say that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it sustains throughout the season. I think our only really moment where we didn't really play like that was that kind of game-winning drive with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And honestly, I think we were just gassed and we had so many stops and physical plays on the Bucs that maybe just kind of ran out. And Baker was just crazy. We should have had him on 4th and 10, but we didn't. And then it just But yeah, I do think we have one of the, if not the best defense in the league. So it'll be really exciting to watch, and I can't wait to sort of like put Cooper Rush in his place. I mean, not that he, I'm sure he's a good guy and everything, but it'll be fun to see.
No, I got you.
How we decimate him.
Yeah, we'll see. I won't see because I have no plans of watching this game. I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to be fun, but I have no doubt you'll be watching as a loyal Texans fan, so you let me know how it goes. Best of luck to you guys. We both got Houston in this one, though, so there you go.
Oh, yeah. Go Texans.
Next up, after that really easy prediction there, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Buccaneers, I've been talking down about them for a little bit. I know they're 3-1. They were undefeated coming into last week. They just haven't looked impressive. They've had Baker Mayfield, or as I call him, Baker Bay. He's bailed them out a few times. They could easily be 0-4. They could also be 4-0 if they made that comeback against Philly, though. This is a team that kind of has the it factor at times, I guess. Some people have said that. I'm not personally going to buy into that. I think they're just a good team that has a clutch quarterback, and that's helped them. Seattle, on the other hand, I did come away impressed with them this past week. I mean, I'm not going to say beating Arizona is just amazing. It's not like the highlight of their season or anything like that, but I did think they looked really good. Their offense has been playing really well. I didn't expect Sam Darnold to do this well behind that offensive line, but he's doing really well. Jackson Smith and Jigba is having that breakout season I was talking about this past offseason. The run game has been working. If one running back is bad, the other is good. That seems to be the case. The Seattle defense has been an underrated unit. They've been really good. So the way I see it, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Seattle's defense is going to be able to contain Tampa's offense. And to be fair, that offense hasn't really broken out yet. It's been a bit of a disappointment, if we're being honest. I think that Seattle's going to be able to put up enough points on this defense. It's going to be a 20-17 type of score. I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a swing game. I'm taking the Bucs. I just think the Bucs have looked a little better. Maybe I haven't watched enough Seahawks, but I just think the Bucs look a little bit more consistent than the Seahawks. I think they're just a little better. I know it's in Seattle, so there's going to be the road sort of, there's going to be the road sort of disadvantage, I guess. But I've been more impressed from what I saw from the Bucs than the Seahawks. I think maybe the Seahawks had some close games, although it could be wrong. Seahawks.
I mean, they beat the Steelers, and then they beat up on the Saints, and then they just beat up on Arizona.
Had a close one against the Niners, Cardinals. Yeah, I mean, maybe they've looked a little better than I'm giving them credit for, but I think the Bucs are probably a little better. I would probably take Baker over Sam Darnold at this point. Even though Sam Darnold has played well, I will say that.
No, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that statement.
Yeah, right. So, it's a close one for me, and I don't feel great about either. But I'm going to pick the Bucs here. I believe in Tampa Bay.
All right, well, you go for it, man. I don't blame you. It's going to be a close game. They're both good teams. I don't think either team is elite or anything, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. This is one I'll have my eyes on. See. Next up, we've got the Washington Commanders taking on the LA Chargers. Both of these teams coming off somewhat embarrassing losses. I mean, the Chargers lose to the Giants in rookie quarterback Jackson Dart's debut. I'm not going to hold it against them too much. I think I still have them top 5 or 6 in my power ranking, so I view them very fondly still. Elite defense, one of the best quarterbacks in the league this season. Quentin Johnston is a top 10 receiver in this league right now. It's facts. So a lot to like about this team. Hampton also kind of breaking out at running back. They still lost to the Giants, though. Very weird game. Tough loss for them. The Commanders, they lost to the Falcons, which you don't want to hold it against them too much because Marcus Mariota was their quarterback, but they didn't lose because of their offense. The offense put up 27 points. It was the defense that gave up 34 points to the Falcons. I cannot look at that result against the Falcons and go, yeah, Washington is going to slow down Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen and Omarion Hampton and all these guys on offense. I know Joe Alt will be missing this game, so the offensive line is a bit shaken up for LA. I don't think Washington has the defense that is able to take advantage of that. Not to the point where they're going to slow down the Chargers' offense. I think LA should be able to control this game. I think Washington will keep up a little bit because they should have Jaden Daniels returning in this game. We don't know for sure as of right now. If he returns, great. It'll be probably competitive. If he doesn't return, hands down, Chargers win. But if he does return, I'm still going to give the edge to LA. I think their defense is going to be a deciding factor in this game. Give me the Chargers. Daniel, what about you?
Yes, I tend to agree with you there. I would pick the Chargers. I probably should pick the Chargers regardless of if Jaden Daniels played or not. I do think if Jaden Daniels plays, it'll certainly be interesting. But I think you mentioned some really good points. I mean, the the Commanders got embarrassed by, well, maybe not embarrassed, but they lost to the Falcons, which is pretty embarrassing.
Their defense got embarrassed. We can say that.
They had that good win against the Raiders, but honestly, I think we're starting to see how dysfunctional the Raiders really are. So it's not the most impressive thing on your resume. And I did also want to mention that it is a little concerning that Joe Alt is out. I think he's like out for like a few weeks. It's not anything long term, I don't think, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so he's out for a few weeks, and sometimes when I would like see that, I may think like, okay, the defense they're playing, are they that good? So if the Chargers were playing like the Rams or the Texans or something like that, I might be concerned about that. But honestly, it's not like the Commanders like D-line are like world beaters. Like, I don't think they're really all that good. So that doesn't concern me too much. It is something for the Chargers. But as you said, Omarion Hampton's breaking out, Justin Herbert. Quentin Johnson is finally looking like a all-star receiver, which is really good to see. And yeah, I just think top to down, I mean, they did lose to the Giants, but I mean, every elite team's gonna have that one weird game that they drop. And this one was gonna be the Giants with Jackson Dart and their like D-line and everything like that. But I don't think that the Chargers are going to falter again to another NFC least team. So yeah, give me the Chargers to beat the Commanders probably pretty handily. It could be close, it could be weird, you never know. But I comfortably picked the Chargers.
Yeah, if Jaden plays, Washington has a chance to keep it close. But yeah, sure. I think we both agree a lot here. So we'll see what happens.
We will see.
Moving on, it's this week's edition of Who Will the Lions Absolutely Murder on live television. They're taking on the Bengals. Without Joe Burrow, they have been one of the literal worst teams in the league. They have an argument for worst team in the league for the past 2 weeks. Like, blown out at Denver, blown out by the Vikings, who don't actually look that good. They actually kind of look bad overall. Cincinnati doesn't have a defense. The Lions have one of the best offenses. I would not be surprised if they put up 50 on this team. And I'm not saying that to hate, because I feel really bad for Bengals fans, but genuinely, with that offense, the way they score points, I would not be surprised if they put up 50 here. And the Bengals offense, I don't see them doing much against the Lions defense, so give me the Lions by a ton of points. Just a ton. It's going to be horrible. And again, Cincinnati fans, I am so sorry. You guys don't deserve this.
Well, yeah, that's really interesting. Here's why I actually think the Bengals are going to win this game. No, Lions win.
Joe Burrow emergency return. That's the only way.
Right. The spirit, the ghost of Joe Burrow takes the field. Although
that gives them a better chance than Jake Browning right now. I'll tell you that.
Right, but yeah, Lions win pretty easily. I think it'll be fun to watch what type of trick plays whoever their offensive coordinator is outside after Ben Johnson kind of comes up with. Oh, have the Lions done a lot of trick plays this year?
Yeah, they've done a few. They've done a few.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. So it'll be probably fun to watch and make fun of the Bengals, but I'd be pretty shocked if the Bengals won. So give me Detroit.
Yeah, and anyone who does the ESPN Eliminator Challenge, if you're still alive, I haven't checked to see if I am. I'm kind of scared too. This should be your pick. If you still have the Lions and you can use them, this is kind of a free pick here. So free advice.
Good. Yep.
Sunday Night Football. You got the best team in the league, the New England Patriots, because, they looked really good last week. Obviously, they're the best in the league. That's why we lost. Mm-hmm. Yep. Taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are undefeated. So this should be a pretty interesting game here. We're going to see just how good the Patriots look here. The Bills, they've played down to level competition the past couple of weeks against Miami. Miami was in that game far longer than they should have been. The Saints, they were only down by 2 points late in the fourth quarter, which it pains me to say that as a professional Saints hater, but it's the truth, and sometimes we have to tell the truth. So yeah, the Bills have played down to the competition for the last couple of weeks, but they still won by double digits anyway. They're not at their best, and they're still winning by at least 10 points. That should scare you. Against the Patriots, they're coming to Buffalo here. I think Buffalo still is the better team overall, and I think the Patriots are a good team. They're not the best in the league, of course. I was joking, mostly. Probably. No, I was joking. Yeah. They're a good team, but
it's not exactly Tom Brady dynasty.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Drake May is playing fantastic. I'll say that. I think he's top 10 in the league in passing or close to it. He's looked really good, been very accurate and efficient. He adds value on the ground as well. I've not been impressed by their weapons there, but as they get Henderson more involved in the run game, that is going to improve their output on offense. That being said, I'm going to take Buffalo in this game. I'm impressed by the Patriots overall this season. I think that they might end up being in the playoffs. But Buffalo's the better team, hands down. And if the Patriots are going to win a game against them this year, it's going to be in their home stadium, in my opinion. So I'm not going to be that bold here. I'm going to take Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. Daniel, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Buffalo, too. Again, that's like the pick towards, like, if we pick the Patriots, that'd be really out there, or we're just like a closet Patriots fan or something like that. But I'm gonna pick the Bills here, and I do also just want to note, just like the Eagles, I could see the Bills just being a team where they have a really hot start. I mean, they already do, but they'll probably beat the Patriots. They go to Atlanta next week, which that looks like that's a Monday night game, which maybe that could be a little tricky, but I expect
Are you kidding me? We have Atlanta in primetime again? Oh, my gosh.
Yes, we sure do. Monday Night Football on October 13th, so in 2 weeks, if you're down to commentate. But anyway, then they have a bye, then they go to Carolina, so that's probably 7-0, and then they play Kansas City. So they'll potentially be 7-0 going to a game against Kansas City. And like Buffalo kind of owns Kansas City in the regular season. So they could win that game and start 8-0, and then
no, because they're going to lose that game this year and then beat them in the playoffs. I got the script. Trust.
Okay. You have the script.
I got you, Bills Mafia. I got you.
Yeah, right. I wonder why you aren't 64-0, but that's beside the point. Anyway, but yeah, I will pick the Bills to win this particular game.
All right. Yeah, probably the right call. Be interesting to see how the season plays out for them. So, but for now, this looks like the right call. Finishing off the week is Monday Night Football, a game far more interesting than we would have guessed coming into the year. It is the 2-2 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 3-1 Jacksonville Jags. 3-1, Daniel. 3-1. Yeah. I don't know how this happened.
Co-leaders of the AFC South, but yeah, I don't know how it happened either.
Well, I think they've benefited from a soft schedule. I mean, they eked by the Texans, which I don't mean to call you guys a bad team because I don't think you're bad as a team, but I think your offense is among the worst in the league, so that explains how they won that game. They just beat an extremely injured 49ers team, but credit to them, that's a good team still, so we kind of have to conclude the Jags are good, or at least mediocre at worst.
So far, I mean, by record, yeah.
They also have a loss to Jake Browning and the Bengals, which looks really bad after the Bengals have imploded the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
dare I say they really should be 4-0.
Yeah, they should have won that game. No reason for them to lose. Browning threw 3 picks in that game. But anyway, I think the Jags defense has been playing very well. They've gotten 13 takeaways, I believe, which is more than they had last season, like at all, which is insane. Through 4 weeks, they've been really improved on defense. The offense has not been good. I don't think anyone's going to contest that point. The offense has not been good. Trevor Lawrence has not broken out, which I'm sure we shouldn't be surprised by. Generational prospect was supposed to break out years ago. He's in what, year 5, year 6 now? No, he's not going to break out. Sorry, guys. Right. Maybe if he goes somewhere else, but not in Jacksonville. ETN is having a great year on the ground. Got to give him credit there. But all that talk about the Jags, I think they're a pretender. I don't believe in them. I don't even think they make the playoffs. I don't. I'm sorry, Jags fans. I'm happy for you guys to see you guys enjoying success. I long for that. That must be nice. Good for you guys. Fellow Kitty team as well. Woohoo. The Chiefs are about to win this game by double digits. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Chiefs' offense finally found their groove with the return of Xavier Worthy. They put up 37 on Baltimore, and maybe that just says more about their defense. Maybe. But I think that the Chiefs' offense finally looked more like themselves. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy, 83 receiving yards, career high for him. I'm sure he'll top that in this game. Once Rashee Rice returns too, this offense is going to get even better. So it was fun while it lasted, but the Chiefs, they're still here. They're not going anywhere. Yeah. I would love to be wrong because I mean, I'm not a hater, but it's more fun to see other teams win. But no, the Chiefs are probably going to win this game. Jacksonville's not going to score many points on this defense. I've got the Chiefs by double digits, and I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, and honestly, you said a lot of what I was going to say, actually, which is that, like, I mean, it looked fun when they started 0-2 or whatever, but no, they're just back. Just like they had a really good game offensively against the Ravens. They've really found their groove, and it would be shocking if their momentum was kind of halted by a loss to the Jags. I mean, maybe not the most shocking result in the world, but I'd be pretty surprised if the Chiefs lost that game. Even though it's in Jacksonville, I don't think the home field advantage is going to really make much of a difference. I do think Mahomes is back.
And Chiefs fans are going to pack that stadium, by the way. So what home field advantage?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, right. What home field advantage? Exactly. But no, Chiefs are back. They're back to like probably Super Bowl contention at this point. I mean, they blew out the Ravens, which I still think the Ravens like are a good team. Like I think they'll win like 9-10 games. I could be wrong there. Maybe they are a bad team, but
and they have a horrendous defense. I'll say that.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess. But Anyway, but yeah, I think the Chiefs will win this. They'll improve to 3-2, and they'll be stalwarts in the AFC again.
Yeah, and I will say to your point about them being Super Bowl contenders again, I don't think anyone can really disagree. I mean, it's the Bills, they're contenders. Who else are you going to say is a real contender for the Super Bowl? I mean, you can go with the Chargers if you want. They beat the Chiefs head-to-head, so I can respect that. Right. They're also coming off a loss to the Giants, so it's really hard to say with a straight face that they're still Super Bowl contenders. By the end of the season, that may be the case, but as of now, I think the Chiefs win the division, so...
I mean, there are like one-game scenarios. Like, the Packers lost to the Browns, and we still, I think, view them as kind of Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
But anyway... Yeah, I mean, like, there are these one-off game scenarios, but, yeah, I mean, it's so weird. Like, the Ravens are not good, the Bengals are not good. I mean, like, even Houston's not looking good. I mean, maybe we'll turn things around, but probably not.
Yeah, so either the AFC is wide open, or it's a basically two-man race between the Chiefs and the Bills. And I guess I don't know why I keep talking down about the Chargers in this instance. I actually really like the Chargers. I think I still view them as a top 6 team in the league, top 5 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they're really good, so... But my point is there aren't that many contending teams over there.
No, right. There wouldn't be that many. But, yeah, I do. Here in this game, I have the Chiefs winning.
Same here. By double digits. Very confident. And if I'm wrong, if Jacksonville wins, I will apologize. I'll give you guys special attention next week. I'll take all my comments back. Prove me wrong, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, if Jacksonville improves to 4-1, so be it. But we'll see.
We'll see. Moving on, you have the Atlanta Falcons on their bye week. I'm taking the bye week here. I think that they have a strong advantage over the Falcons. They suck. They're going to find a way to choke this away. Bye week with the win here. Falcons lose.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons here, too. I mean, like, I haven't really seen much from, like, Michael Penix make me believe that he's going to, like, really torch that bye week defense. Like, I think he's going to be all right, but, like, Kyle Pitts, we're still waiting on that breakout. Like, Bijan Robinson, like, he could run over all over bye week. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised, but... It's not going to be enough. Give me the bye week by, about like 9-10 points.
All right. I like that prediction. I like that a lot. I think that we are both going to get that one correct.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our Week 5 NFL predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, it's completely free. We appreciate any help we can get. We're working hard, trying to get to 300 subs pretty soon here. Let us know in the comments what you think of our predictions. Drop your own picks in the comments as well. We want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think. We had 3 swing games this week, I believe. So one of us, we're in a tie right now. One of us is going to take the lead. Daniel, how you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I mean, we'll see how the swing games go. Although I am happy that I at least get the free one in the Panthers game. But regardless, it is only 3, which is, I think, a little bit low for our sort of like... for our prediction so far. So even if one of us gets all 3 swing games, it'll still be a relatively tight race, but it'll probably be pretty close going into it. And it'll be interesting to see not only the results, but also what upsets we miss. That'll be pretty exciting. I mean, something weird like the Commanders are going to win or like something like that.
Raiders are going to beat Indiana Jones. That's the upset.
Yeah, totally. Something random will happen, but no, it'll be exciting to see. And, yeah, I mean, we're deep into football season already, so it's really, really thankful to be in a time like this to where we can watch football and also make football content. So as my man Isaac said, if you enjoy the content and want more, just feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, things like that. Snarky comments are okay if they have some reason or things like that. Just, we don't prefer people just be like, oh, your opinion sucks or whatever. But I mean, that's also the internet sometimes. But
right.
Yeah, leave some nice comments in the comments. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching.
Yeah, like you said, leave some nice comments. We'd appreciate it. If you're going to hate, do it right. At least drop your own picks as well or tell us why you're hating. I've had so many comments this week hating for no reason. Like, genuinely, they just stop by and say something mean. And then I'll reply because I'm the type to reply and ask, okay, why? Tell me why. And they never reply for the most part. I've had a few reply, and I appreciate that, and we could talk normally and come to an understanding. But for the most part, people drop hate comments and run away. So if you're one of those people, come on, man. What are you gaining from that? Just be nice. We're all here enjoying the season together. Got to enjoy it while it's here. So, yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you all again. I think that's all we got. So... we'll end it here. See you all in the next one. Take care.
See you all next one. Peace.